Well, Dean, we just had to do this one again, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
What shocked us about visiting the USA? And we want you to just take a moment, don't click off, because we have some fun stuff to share with you. And also you get to see a foreigner's, a non-American point of view about your country, and the positives that are there as well.
But before we get there, if you are new to our channel, we are Tina and Norm, and we would, if you're enjoying what we do, please subscribe and give us the thumbs up, because it really helps our channel to grow.
It really does. So thanks for joining us. What shocked us about visiting the US? Well, where do we start? Okay, Teen, the big shock to us, because we love food, don't we?
Yes, we do.
It's shocking that it is so easy to eat healthy in the USA, the land of the fast food.
We were really surprised at that, weren't we, Norm? We have found that the choices that we've been buying here, we're finding grass-fed beef.
And we struggled to find this at home, and pasture-raised eggs. We can't buy those in our regular supermarkets, but every supermarket we've been to, there's been pasture-raised eggs.
Yeah.
They're just wonderful.
Yeah, we've been enjoying all these healthy choices, haven't we?
And even all the way from Ireland, we're getting Kerrygold butter, which is from grass-fed cows.
And it's also a little softer to spread, so it does make it easier.
But the nice thing about it is that you don't have to go to a specialty food store. We've been getting these in Rouse's, we've been getting them in Publix, Walmart.
Yeah. Just the everyday big grocery stores. We don't have to go to individually private places.
Health
it's
food
great.
shops.
Yeah.
So that was shocking, really, to see the availability of healthy food, which we've been enjoying.
I think another thing too, Norm, that's really shocked us is the price of gas, particularly as we drove down. Do you remember the first fill-ups that we were getting?
It was a big deal for us crossing the border. We only had half a tank, so we needed to top it off. And we thought we were getting good deals because we had been converting the US gallon to litre, the US dollar to Canadian, and at $3.70 up in Michigan, seemed pretty reasonable.
We thought that was a deal, didn't we?
But then as we headed south,
we came lower and lower, and I think the last fill-up before we actually came to the condo, we got for $3.09, and we found that amazing.
Yeah, $3.09 US dollars for a US gallon. But the other shocking thing is we were kind of driving down the interstate, and you see these giant signs from the gas station, and we would see them in the distance and think, "Oh, is this cheap enough to come off here, or should we keep going?"
So if it's cheap, we pull off, isn't it?
It was.
We were finding too, Norm, that we would see a price, pull off, but then as we were driving to the one we actually thought we were going to, we were really surprised at the competition of different gas stations all on the same little bit of road that were substantially different.
They could vary 10 to 15 cents a gallon between them.
Yeah.
And we don't see that coming from Ontario, Canada. The prices of our gasoline vary between the various gas stations by about 1 or 2 cents.
But generally, they're pretty close to being what the same price is.
They're all the same price. It feels like a cartel, whereas in the US, there is distinct differences. Plus, the other thing that catches us out in the US is the different payment options for gasoline.
Oh,
so
yes,
if you want to pay by credit card, some stations charge you more. If you want to pay cash, you can get a little discount. And then we discovered Fast Pay on one gas station.
yeah.
We have no clue what that is.
Yeah, we didn't use that one, did
No,
we?
we didn't. So what's the next point, team? Being shocked on our visit to the US.
I think one of the biggest things that shocked me, particularly in Walmart, was how few cashiers there are. In fact, we've been in there's a really big Walmart superstore near us here.
It's huge.
And there is maybe 2 or 3 cashiers. Everywhere is self-service.
They've taken physically the manned cash desks out. And as Tina said, there's 2 in this massive superstore.
And everybody was having to go and do it yourself. Now, we're not saying that that wasn't necessarily bad, because the people were there to help everybody with it. But it was a shock. I think we have more cashiers in Canada than here.
So obviously, in Canada, we can see the future that in our Walmarts will probably be down to where there's no cashiers eventually. Another shocking thing being in every supermarket, Walmart, Publix, Rouse's, plastic bags. Never seen a plastic bag in the last year.
Not in Canada, but here, everywhere we went, we didn't have to take our recyclable shopping bags with us because we got plastic bags everywhere.
And they were free.
Yeah.
Because we used to have to pay 5 cents for a plastic bag.
And sometimes they're like double bagging everything.
Yeah.
So you get 2 for everything. We'd be coming out there with like 15 to 20 plastic bags, which we were really surprised at.
So we're really shocked that the US, America, hasn't embraced the reusable shopping bag. The only store that did that was Aldi. We did find an Aldi store, and you had to bring your own bags, or they were selling a brown paper sack.
Yeah. When we went in there, we were so surprised, not having been able to take our bags. We weren't ready for that. So we actually had to buy a brown paper bag, didn't we? Because we didn't have any.
We're shocked that there's still a preconceived idea, maybe in the rest of the world, that American beer is watery and not particularly good. And we really want to dispel that, because in all the stores that we were at, we would walk the alcohol aisles just to look. The amount of craft beer in every supermarket that we went to was outstanding.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
A lot of local ones. So we saw local Alabama, Louisiana breweries.
Yeah. And not only that, they'd have the aisles that you'd walk down, then they'd have these huge cold fridges full. So you had like 2 lots of selection, didn't you?
No, you can buy the big brands, the Buds and Bush and what have you. But there is an outstanding selection of craft beer in the US. And I think that should dispel the whole thing about American beer.
Yeah.
Now, you had to produce something when you wanted to buy a bottle of wine, didn't you?
I did. Actually, it was really funny because we'd been buying wine from various stores, but particularly in Walmart, there was a sign that said, if you were over 40, if you were over 40, you'd be asked for ID. And I thought, well, that's ridiculous. Anyway, blow me. The guy actually asked me for ID, and I was so shocked, right? First of all, we got into a little muddle about what the government ID was, and when I said it was, because he didn't recognize it, did he?
He wanted a state-issued card. Well, and we don't live in the States.
So I said, it is a state card. It's a Canadian health card. So after we got over that bit, then he says, oh, and your date of birth's on there. And I said, well, you know what? You've made my day, because I was so shocked that you think that I'm not over 40.
The guy asking was our age.
And it was like we had to produce ID to show. So I said the fact that he thought I was a lot younger was kind of funny to show the ID, wasn't it?
Very much so. So another shocking detail was we were prepared to witness more polarization of society in the US on political levels. We in Canada get to see some of the news shows from America, and they're so polarized about Democrats, Republicans, but we've never witnessed anything other than friendly people, people that we might meet outside of stores, some in stores, and we don't witness any of this. We just witness nice people.
Really nice, not only just down here, but also on the drive down, staying in the hotels that we were staying in, driving down. Everybody was just so nice, weren't they?
Very much
and
so.
very friendly, happy to do whatever you needed, staying in the hotels or the gas stations. And
if you needed help, people were readily, because I couldn't figure out at one gas station how the gas pump worked. So we went inside, and the woman said they'd just had a power cut, and the whole thing was rebooting, so it wouldn't work. So it wasn't that I was having a senior moment.
Or the fact we were from Canada, they'd had a power cut as well, which made it a lot more muddles, wasn't it?
It did. So we haven't witnessed any of this awful attitudes that we see in the media. Regular Americans seem friendly amongst each other and welcoming to strangers. So we were very happy to visit the US and witness that.
Yes, absolutely. Having a fantastic time, aren't we?
And I suppose the shocking thing that we might finish with is how beautiful Alabama is. We have driven right through the state.
Yeah.
We've driven through some small towns. Admittedly, we did see some trailer accommodation that didn't look particularly great.
No, a little run down and overgrown. Not very much though, did we?
But
no.
The infrastructure seems very good. The beaches. We realise that the Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, is an affluent area. It's full of condominiums at $500,000 plus, which doesn't reflect the regular state. But the nature, the wildlife, we're able to watch the dolphins, as we said. There's ospreys flying by. There's
just
pelicans.
Unbelievable. In fact, one of my favourites, Norm, is just watching the dolphins.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just sort of first thing in the morning, or even sort of later in the afternoon too. We're getting dolphins all swimming by, and I would say that the wildlife has been one of the highlights of the trip to me.
One of the biggest surprises. We were shocked by the wildlife.
We were, absolutely. We didn't really expect to see it. Nature so near. It is really beautiful.
So abundant as well.
Yeah. If you've enjoyed watching this video, you will really love this next video. And
it's a sister one to this one, our original. And it's interesting just to see how things have changed.
Yes.
So we hope that everybody is keeping well.
And staying safe.
And until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.